Hey guys, Matic here, and as the title says, this is going to be a Hypixel solo UHC guide. I've had a lot of people in the comments say how they wanted me to show how I play UHC and what I do to win a game. So some of the things I will be going over are what kits to use, perks to buy, and crafts to get, as well as me commentating over gameplay explaining step by step on what I do before PvP enables, to what I do during PvP, to what I do in deathmatch to help me win. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so first, we're going to go into the shop and head over to the kits. Every new player starts off with a leather kit, but the only two important ones that you should be getting are Stone Gear or Ecologist. Me personally, I like Stone Gear just because it helps me mine faster and I don't want to chop any trees down slowly. But Ecologist kit is actually really good if you're able to get it level 3 because you get the stone pick from the Stone Gear, but also you get Sugarcane for a sharp 3, lily pads for hide, and if you have a prestige, you have a chance to get coal blocks or emeralds or wolf spawn eggs. So once again, I prefer having Stone Gear just to get everything quicker, but if I have trouble finding cane, then I go over to the Ecologist kit. Now in professions, I'm going to go through each of these in a row. First up, we have Apprentice. So if you're a new player, this is probably the one you want to start off on, is get Apprentice Helmet, try to get Apprentice Sword, as well as Apprentice Bow. Those are the ones you are going to be needing the most. After players that have been in the game for a while, Master's Compass isn't something you really need early on. That'll help later on, but it's not the most important thing to get. The perks in this are Saturation, but this isn't really important in the game. Now we head over to Weaponsmithing. This one is extremely important for players looking to keep playing the game. The perk gives you an extra 0.5 seconds of strength on a kill, so if someone's cleaning you, you will have a good chance of dealing way more damage. You have Book of Sharpening, Book of Power, but in today's day, Book of Sharpening is more important because people will be rushing with sharp 3s. At the end is Dragon Sword, and if you play the game often, you know that this is one of the best swords in the game. Prestige 1 is very important. It's what gives you the 4th sharp book in order to make sharpness 3, and the Prestige 2 is very expensive, but it will give you an extra 2.5 seconds of strength on a kill. Now we head over to Armor Smithing. The perks in these gives an extra 1 second of resistance on a kill, so that's also good if you're trying to get cleaned. It has protection books, projectile protection books, and dragon armor. Protection books are the most important, and everything else is not incredibly necessary. In Alchemy, this one is for players that like to rush Anduril and Drag Sword often, because at the end is the Blaze Rod craft. This is extremely important if you don't want to have to go Nether all game to trying to get the Drag Sword. Perks are an extra 2% on positive potions, not incredibly important unless you're rushing pots. Survivalism. So for those of you that don't know, this is actually way better before the nerf in like 2020, I want to say. The extra 4% to reduce environmental damage, if you have it maxed out with Prestige 2, basically you wouldn't take fall damage from like 3 to 4 blocks, so if you rod someone off a mountain, you're going to be able to chase them because you won't take the fall damage. These crafts aren't important to get, you don't make them often. 7 League's good, but you won't be crafting it much. Engineering. Now this one's very important for beginners because you need to have the iron packs. The perks gives an extra 5 seconds for haste. Tarnhelm, good beginner craft to get that helmet without wasting an extra diamond. Obsidian, good for trying to get the drag sword craft. And then Philosopher's Pickaxe, which gives you Fortune 2 mining diamonds. For those of you that have a lot of coins, this one is probably my most favorite perk to get. It saves me a lot of time in the beginning of the game, which basically gives me haste 2 when mining. It's such a big difference for me and helps me get to surface an extra like 2 minutes faster. Now we have Enchanting. Perks are extra 5 experience when killing mobs or mining ores. And the Prestige 2 adds an extra 25%. This one's actually very important because you don't have to mine as much redstone to get your sharp 3. Light Anvil, obviously very important to get the sharp 3. And the Book of Thoth you don't get to craft often, but when you do, it definitely helps you get the win. Cooking. Eve's Temptation, very good on getting extra apples. The perk gives you extra hearts in the beginning of the game. Prestige 2 makes it so that you have 52 HP. Not extremely important, but it definitely scares a lot of players because they know you have it. Holy Water, very underrated, but you don't get to make it often. And then Light Apple. So if you Prestige 1, is one of the most important things you need to get, so you have 2 of them. Now we go into Bloodcraft and Hunter. These ones are probably the most expensive, but the most important when it comes to actually getting kills. Because you obviously have the G-Head craft, and then the perks gives you extra 6 seconds on speed 2 when using a head. And then every one after that adds an extra second until you Prestige 2, which adds an extra 5 seconds. Pandora's Box would have been good in 2016, and then this you'll literally never craft. Cupid's Bow, don't waste your money. Now Hunter, Aero Economy, good for beginners. Potion of Velocity, very good if you find a jungle, you get speed 3 pots. And Fenrir is very underrated, but it's kind of hard to get. And then these ones adds an extra gold nugget on each kill, all the way up to Prestige 2, where you get an extra 2 gold nuggets on a kill. So for me, since I have it maxed out, I would end up getting 27 nuggets on a kill, which adds up to 3 gold. Toolsmithing. Forges, very important. Quick picks as well. Lumberjack's axe, not very useful. And then enhancement book, don't rush this. Perks gain an extra chance of double dropping from iron and gold. Prestige 2, an extra 10% chance. Invention, got the gold packs. The backpack, Scotty. Sugar Rush, which actually I make a lot because I can't find cane often. And then Fusion Armor, which is very good in the end game. This might be the most useless Prestige 2 because it's 500,000 coins and it basically just makes it a 58% extra chance to double drop sand, obsidian, or flint, but you already get it doubled pretty much every time. Prestige 1, good for the extra gold pack and Fusion Armor. And finally, Strategist. This is probably the most useless profession of all time because all of this is pretty much only if you're under 5 hearts, but at that point, just die and then go next game. Now we head over to the section that everyone thinks is the most important, but it's really not. It's all in the professions. But here are the extra ultimates. Artemis Bow is alright for the homing, but you won't make it. Icar, this one's actually really good in helping you change the game, because if you get a direct hit with this, it'll do 12 hearts. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped people with notches or G-heads with this item. Exodus is the most expensive, but you will never craft it. Pretty much gives you regen on each bow shot or hit with a sword. Hide is very good. Prot 4 leggings, very easy to craft if you go the Ecologist kit or find a swamp. Tablets gives Sharp 3 Fire Aspect 1, but you won't craft it much. Perun and Excal pretty much are the same thing. One just requires Soul Sand. They're good, but you won't craft them much unless you find a temple. Andril is a very good sword along with Dragon Sword because it gives speed 1 and resistance 1. I don't like to craft this one much because it's only a sharp 2 iron sword. Very good early on, but not in the end game. Now, Death Scythe is one of the strongest weapons in the game. Basically deals 20% of the person's health on a hit. And then also gives you the health that you hit him with to you. If you want to drop someone, this is the craft to get. But it requires 2 heads to make. Don't make this. I've probably gotten it like 10% of the time. Cornucopia, very good if you find a village. Never made it. Absolutely useless. One of my favorite extra ultimates in the game. If I get an emerald and I get a head, I can make Deuce, but it takes half the health to craft it. But it is so fun when you find a stacked person, get him in a cave, and you drop him. Dice, always fun to get, but there's better crafts. King's Rod, eh. Daredevil, if you're very good on a horse with a bow, this is what you want. Cleansing, basically, if you hit someone with this, they have weakness 2 in 20 seconds where they can't heal. Vidar gives Step Strider 2, very easy to craft, helpful in endgame. Pretty much never make this, useless. This one literally doesn't work. Bloodlust used to be good when there was a lot of players, now it's just eh. Modbow's good, don't craft it often. Expert Seal is very good, but you don't craft it like ever. Hermes is also one of my favorites because it helps you get even faster. I want to say it's like plus 20% speed when you're wearing them. Plus it gives Prot 2. Barb Chestplate, way too hard to craft, but it's very, very good. Now this one is probably the first extra ultimate you should ever buy. It's the one I pretty much craft like every single game. If you get a gunpowder, it's super easy. All you need to get is 32 redstone, 2 iron, 2 flint, and a GP. Never made it, very absolutely useless. Now that we've gone over that, we're going to go to the actual gameplay where I can commentate over and show you how I play. The first thing I do when I load into any game is get my wood and find the direction to 0-0. I use a waypoint so that it saves me time whenever I want to go there. On the way to 0-0, I try to find at least 12 cane and 6 feathers, which can be used to get either a sharpness 3 sword or andril. I also see if I can get 11 sand and 1 orange dye, which can be used to craft a blaze rod for either a dragon sword or andril. At about 8 minutes till PvP enables, I go down with whatever I got and work with that. The common misconception is that you need to get the best sword and the best gear in order to win, but it's not. I have around 350 wins, and over half of them I went up to surface with an apprentice sword and no healing. The goal is to be up on the surface at 0-0 when PvP enables with the best sword that you can get. While I'm mining, I try to get around 50 iron ore and around 25 to 35 coal. This makes sure I can get all my iron from packs and forges, which will get me my armor, anvil, and sharp books. Right here, I make a sharp 3 iron because it's the best sword I can get with still having 3 minutes till PvP enables. I found this new player in my cave, so I stalked him for 2 minutes until I could kill him. This player was waiting for me on surface, and this fight was really just a drain. Okay, wasn't really worth it.
So annoying, bro. The resistance is not that good on it. You mean to tell me I ate a G-head and a head, and I'm just dead? Nice. Oh, that got me the rod and another head, and another G-head. Wow.
This would be a really good fight to claim, but I wanted to get the carrots from the village first, in order to make cornucopia. I noticed some guy chasing me that has some gear that I need, and now that I have 3 G-heads, it would be the perfect opportunity for me to fight this guy. I made Dice of God just for fun, and got corn.
Wow. I mean, it's more healing.
I knew I would be undergeared in DM, so I made Shoes of Vidar to give me Depth Strider.
Pretty sure you switch those, yeah. Alright, cool.
As DM starts, I go to mid to get the gaps, and there is 15-star ex-Jackalope and a Sosa, who is a cheater. Jack and I both know that if either one of us wants a chance at winning, we have to get rid of the cheater. As Asosa makes their final push trying to kill Jack, I realize that I have to get over there and try to get the gear or else I'm gonna lose. I threw out my sword like an idiot, but I had a backup. I know I'm in the border, but I don't panic, because if I go in right now, I'll die. I hope this video helped you understand how I play UHC and what items you should get in the shop in order to help you win. This video did take a long time to edit and record, so if you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching it, and if you could like and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. It motivates me to make even more videos for you guys. Thanks for watching.